Now that you have had a chance to refresh and renew yourselves, we will continue with the idea of the exploration of the phoenix frequency and rising from the ashes. As we have already shared with you, it is now important. It is now timely. It is now, as you say, par for the course to begin to examine every one of your old definitions and really, really look and see deeply, clearly, how they may or may not be serving you for anything and everything that you relate to in your life, because it's all about your relationship with everything in your reality and how you define yourself and your relationship to whatever experience you may have. And face that experience now as the phoenix would face it, with clarity and certainty that anything that you experience, anything that you recognize, and anything that you observe that is not representative of the vibration that you prefer of your phoenix frequency will be ignited and reduced to ashes by simply being able, by simply choosing to remain in that frequency. The clarity that will come, the inspiration and the imagination that will be yours in the phoenix frequency, in the crimson and gold and the silver light, the clear light that is the result of the combination of the two, shall aid and assist you like a beacon to always recognize the frequency that you prefer, the frequency of the phoenix light, so that you can remain harmoniously aligned with that vibration anytime you wish, and never fear that it will in any way, shape, or form extinguish. There may be times when you choose to obscure it from yourself, but now you know you will always have the ability to know that that light is there, that fire is there, for it cannot go out. It cannot extinguish. For it's the fire and the flame of your very essence, of your very being, of your existence itself. It cannot go out. Your light cannot go out. There is nowhere for it to go to. It can only shine. The darkness that surrounds it is what allows it to always shine. So you know that the polarity will always exist. But the phoenix knows that the polarity is in perfect balance to serve. For even as it is consumed and reduced to black ash, it knows that that darkness will blow away and allow for the rebirth that is to come. So the light that shines can only shine. The light that shines can only shine if there is darkness around it in which to shine. For only by having the darkness can you know the light. The phoenix frequency is the balance of both, and the utilization of this balance in a way, in a method, in a style that allows for this cycle to grow of renewal and rebirth, constantly bootstrapping itself up and up and up, rising and rising and rising toward the light of all that is, that also is the darkness within itself and the light within itself that exists in perfect harmony and perfect balance, so that both exist eternally, so that the light will never go out and that the darkness will always reveal it. For against the blackest black does the light shine brightest. So do not fear the dark. Do not fear the ashes. Allow yourselves then the opportunity to examine further old ideas. Remember that we have spoken of vibration and resonance, and that everything in your experience is simply the product of that, of signature frequencies, signature vibrations. And as you examine those vibrations, as in a sense you speed up, as you accelerate your frequency, as you match the vibrations of your reality will appear, in a sense, to slow down. Even as you accelerate, you will reach that balance point in your frequency as you fly faster and faster in the Phoenix frequency. The paradoxical experience will be that many times the experiences in your life will slow down. Many of you have this kind of experience in what you call your emergencies or your accidents, where suddenly everything becomes hyper-focused and everything seems to be happening very slowly, even though you know it is happening very quickly. The Phoenix frequency can create this experience in a variety of ways, where suddenly you are matching the frequency of the event that you are generating. And as you match the frequency of the events that you are creating, it will seem to slow down and sometimes maybe even freeze, so that you are perfectly aligned, perfectly matched, perfectly synchronized with it. And giving you thus then the opportunity to more clearly examine all of the aspects of your creation, to truly see at a glance and in totality the mechanism of your creation, and to understand the reflection that you have given off, so that you can work with it. This is the seed of true magic, of true manifestation, of true malleability, of true creation, where you match the frequency of the creation of your event and can see thus then and experience at a glance the totality of all the aspects, all the facets of that manifestation to such a startling degree of clarity that you can work with it at your leisure, even as you know you are operating at hyper speed, and that this is happening in the blink of an eye. You can work with it at your leisure to rearrange, to understand, to clarify, to remove, to place in, to reinvent that reflection to be far more representative of your true self, far more reflective of your core being. As we have often said, when changes occur of a specific nature in your consciousness, you will see those changes reflected in your physical reality in a variety of ways. And this idea of matching that frequency and experiencing hyper-acceleration as if nothing is moving at all is a perfect representation of what we have heretofore discussed as infinite speed, because when things are moving at infinite speed, it appears that things are standing perfectly still because they're simply everywhere at once and nothing seems to be moving. This is now also being reflected even in your technology. Because as your scientists experience and explore the idea of the thing that they believe moves the fastest in your reality, light, they are simultaneously exploring the things that move the slowest, the dark, what you call cold. And they have discovered that they can combine the light and the dark, the cold and the light, in such a manner as they can actually freeze light and make it stand perfectly still and do what they wish with it. at their leisure. This is a perfect reflection of this state. For in the ultimate cold, nothing is moving. It transcends into another state altogether. And when light intersects a pocket of that which has been created to be ultimately cold, light itself will freeze. And your reality becomes matched. Your frequency becomes matched with that of the speed of light. And you stand at that moment in an eternal now, able to accelerate and able to stand still, simultaneously in the midst of the brightest fire and the darkest ashes. And in combining them, create that eternal now, that frozen moment of space and time and light and frequency and resonance that allows you to see with crystal clarity the structure, the nature of existence itself. This freezing of light and transforming light into a variety of other expressions of energy is what is contained in the apparently empty chamber that forms the core of the consciousness of the ships in which we sail in our civilization. It forms the core of the intelligence that represents our higher self physicalized with which we commune in our spacecraft. This empty chamber is using frozen light to create all forms of energy that can perform all manner of tasks in the blink of an eye at such high acceleration that it seems to be standing perfectly still in that true, clear, infinite moment of pure knowing. And it is that we tap into that allows us to simply observe the nature and structure of existence itself. For when we describe and define the idea of the nature and structure of existence itself, we are not expressing a belief. We are not expressing an opinion. We are expressing an observation. In the same way that when someone asks you, what color is this rose? And you say red or white or yellow or whatever the rose may be, that is not an opinion. It is an observation. As simply as you observe and know a rose to be red, we observe as simply the nature of the structure of existence itself as clearly as you see the rose. And this is what we describe to you. And this is what we know all ideas are revealed against. For to take any definition and any idea and hold it up to the actual nature of the structure of existence itself, that X-ray, that blueprint will show us what clicks and fits and aligns with that structure and what must fall away. Gaining this insight, gaining this clarity, gaining this ability to simply observe the structure of existence itself is one of the senses that exists naturally in the phoenix frequency of the clear light, the silver light that is created as the third reality that is more than the combination of the crimson and gold. Clear sight that allows, in a sense, to be represented by the 1,000 years the phoenix lives. The idea of bridging time, bridging space, of being eternal and yet being cyclic is represented by that lifespan. It is also representative of the fact that we have discussed before, that this now being, the crossing of your threshold into a new understanding, the splitting prism of 2012 that will allow you to begin to accelerate toward a new reality, new understanding, a new experience, a new succession of parallel earths that are more and more every day, every moment, in every way, more and more representative of the world you prefer to experience, that is more reflective of the changes you are creating and willing to create within yourself by letting go of that which does not work for you, by letting go of those ashes. Thus then, from this year forward, as we have said before, your human race will create 1,000 years more for its existence on the earth, in which it will know peace, expansion, creativity, and far less limitation, and will become true fourth density beings. And in that 1,000 years, you will become as we have become, and will approach the time and the timing when you will no longer be quite as physical as you are now, when your vibrational resonance and the phoenix frequency will have uplifted you to the idea of that rarefied state you call fourth density, where you are quasi-physical, quasi-spirit, quasi-energy. And you will know the malleability and flexibility of space-time, and you will know that it is simply your idea within your consciousness. And you will be free to move in that space-time as free as we are, to transcend and transverse and transform all ideas of parallel realities into whatever experience you wish them to be, into whatever you observe is relevant for you. And at the end of that 1,000-year cycle, humans will no longer need to incarnate in that density, and many of you may become the guides and the spirits for those that will come after, for those that will be the new race on your planet, those that will be the continuation of the expression of the hybrid children that will arrive. And your earth shall become the sixth hybrid race, and will move toward a blending and a balance with all other five, our civilization included, the Yael included, and the others that have not been named, all together forming a blending that will create the seventh hybrid race, of which you will be a part in a variety of ways that you cannot even yet imagine. You will transcend and rise above after that 1,000 years in a new form of spirit being that you will have created along with us, along with all the other beings that will form together the seventh hybrid species. And that will be an unimaginable time of imagination. And you are the seeds of that reality now. The seeds that will rise from the ashes and begin to give birth to the first stirrings and the first stepping stones that will lead to that exploration, to that inspiration, to that unimaginable experience of imagination. And things that cannot even be described in your language will become your new nature. They do exist within you now as a seed. You will allow them to blossom, if you wish, to a point where it can have an experience and an impact and an effect in your present lives. But it will also lead to a level beyond your comprehension at present. Plant the seeds now in the ashes of those things that no longer serve you, so that you will renew not only your individuality, but your collectivity in ways beyond description. Be the Phoenix world. Be the Phoenix earth. Be the Phoenix civilization, and rise from the ashes you have created, of all the limitation you have imposed upon yourself for countless thousands of years. Rise now from those ashes and be free. Even though you may be at the end of one journey, you are at the beginning of the cycle of a new journey that is unfathomable to your present consciousness. And yet, your present consciousness is the seed from which it will arise, from which it will blossom. The more you allow the phoenix frequency into your life, the more you blend the crimson and gold into the clear silver light, the more you know you can let go of the ashes that are no longer you. The faster you will rise, the more clearly you will become the seed of the new era, of the new cycle that will last 1,000 years, just like the phoenix of legend. For that legend is you. There will be constant reminders, constant reflections, constant permission slips now arising in your reality. Whether you live in the city of Phoenix or not, all who participate in this vibration will start to perceive all manner of symbolic and archetypal reflections that have to do with reminding you of this vibration. And by being reminded and having this vibration reflected to you more and more in a variety of ways beyond what you can even imagine, in surprising ways, you will see that your reality, you will feel your reality like a ball rolling, accelerating, 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 spinning, 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 spinning ever upward into the heights, into the stars, the unimaginable, unfathomable heights. Onward and upward into the wild blue yonder shall you fly into the unknown that is you, where you will discover that you are more and more in every way all that is, in all the ways it can express itself. Fly free. Fly free. Take a deep breath in and know that as you exhale, you are in the phoenix frequency and the ashes fall away. Take a deep breath in and know as you exhale that you are the phoenix frequency and the ashes fall away. Take a deep breath in and hold it, hold it, hold it, and exhale. And know that you are the eternal phoenix frequency and that the ashes fall away, blow away, gone, scattered, vanished. And the only thing that remains is more of the pure you in the clear light. And with every exhale, you hail the new day. Hail and hearty. Hail, hail, the gang's all here.